This is my vampire movies collection. I'm going to start with my top 5. Bram Stoker's Dracula, my favorite vampire movie of all time. Francis Ford Coppola directed it, one of my favorite Draculas. My second favorite is the Bela Lugosi Dracula, directed by Todd Browning. Third favorite vampire movie is Vampire's Kiss with Nicolas Cage. It's a over-the-top performance by Nicolas Cage, and it's just, I love it. Another movie that's on here is Once Bitten with Jim Carrey before he was a superstar. So Vampire's Kiss is pretty much a comedy. John Carpenter's Vampires, which is an action vampire movie with James Woods. And Interview with the Vampire, which was my favorite vampire movie as a kid until I saw Bram Stoker's Dracula. And then Queen of the Damned is another part of the Vampire Chronicles, so I have that next to that. Then we have Willem Dafoe's vampire movies, Shadow of the Vampire, that's one of my favorites. Vampire's Assistant, and Daybreakers. 3 Willem Dafoe vampire movies. He's also in The Hunger, which I do not have, so he's actually in 4 vampire movies. Blood for Dracula, which is also known as Andy Warhol's Dracula, which I saw for the first time like 2 years ago, and it became one of my favorites. I also like the title. I like the title Andy Warhol's Dracula better than Blood for Dracula, but I couldn't find it with that title. So, and this was a Blu-ray edition. So, Nosferatu. This is Werner Herzog's remake. Here's a 4-disc horror collection, but this one has Let Me In, the remake with Chloe Grace Moretz. Kiss of the Damned. This is actually one of my favorites. This is like a sexy vampire movie, so definitely one of my favorites. Twilight Hunters is a low-budget movie that I kind of liked, by Xantium, Gemma Arterton, and Saoirse Ronan, 2 of my favorite actresses. The Fearless Vampire Killers, Roman Polanski, directed this, and Sharon Tate. It's the only movie I've seen Sharon Tate in. Sharon Tate, who was murdered by the Manson family. So this is the only movie I've seen her in. The Christopher Lee's Draculas. He played Dracula a bunch of times. Here's 4 of them. Horror of Dracula, Dracula Has Risen from the Grave, Taste the Blood of Dracula, Dracula A.D. 1972, and the Satanic Rites of Dracula, all Christopher Lee as Dracula. He's also in a few more. I'm not sure how many total, but there's 5 right there, and he's in even more than that. Wes Craven, the Dracula movies that he produced, Dracula 2000, Dracula II Ascension, and Dracula III Legacy. Wes Craven produced those. Here we have 4-film collection. Dracula the Dark Prince, which is another one of my favorite vampire movies. It's not really a vampire movie, it's about Vlad, the real life Vlad, but it's a very good movie. Frost, Premonition, Hell's Gate. Another 4 collection, Dracula's Curse, Bled, Bram Stoker's Dracula's Guest, Fangs, True Blood, Season 1, The Vampire Diaries, Season 1, Vampire Diaries Season 2. Fright Night, the original Fright Night, then the remake of Fright Night with Colin Farrell. Fright Night 2, which is the sequel to the remake, not the sequel to the original. I don't have the sequel to the original. Lost Boys Trilogy, Lost Boys The Tribe, Lost Boys The Thirst. The Blade Trilogy movies, Blade 2, Blade Trinity. Also, this has Blade, the TV show, which only went one season, did not have Wesley Snipes as Blade, only lasted one season, which I have not watched yet. I like Blade movies, but I haven't watched this season yet. Maybe sometime I will. 30 Days a Night, Josh Hartnett. Abraham Lincoln, Vampire Hunter. Vampire Nation, which is an action vampire movie. So is Abraham Lincoln. Priest, Paul Bettany, another action vampire movie. Blood of the Last Vampire, another action movie, samurai type movie. Against the Dark, another action vampire action movie with Steven Seagal. From Dusk Till Dawn, another one of my favorites, obviously. Tarantino and Clooney have perfect chemistry together in that movie. From Dusk Till Dawn 2, Texas Blood Money. From Dusk Till Dawn 3, The Hangman's Daughter. From Dusk Till Dawn, Season 1. Van Helsing. Underworld Evolution. Underworld Rise of the Lycans. Underworld Awakening. Underworld Blood Wars. Twilight. New Moon. Eclipse. Breaking Dawn Part 1. Breaking Dawn Part 2. Twilight Spoof, Vampires Suck. Vampire Academy. Vamps. Near Dark. Blackwater Vampire, which is pretty much a Blair Witch ripoff, but with a vampire, but it's actually good. It's actually pretty good. Bordello of Blood, which is a Tales from the Crypt movie. Demon Knight, which is not a vampire movie, was also part of it. But Tales from the Crypt presents Bordello of Blood. Dracula Untold. Argento's Dracula. Dan Curtis Dracula with Jack Palance. Dracula with Laurence Olivier as Van Helsing. Dracula the Dark Prince. Leslie Nielsen, Dracula Dead and Loving It, Mel Brooks movie. Blackula and the sequel Scream, Blackula Scream. Wes Craven's movie with Eddie Murphy, Vampire in Brooklyn. Vampire, which is not really a vampire movie. It's about a guy who needs to drink blood to survive. Embrace of the Vampire remake. for a collection of vampire movies: The Undead Express, Vampire Wars, The Whitechapel Vampire. And the reason I bought this collection for Nadia, because David Lynch has a cameo in the movie. He's in it for maybe 2 minutes. So I bought this whole collection for him, for that movie. And here's the Undead Vampire Collection 20 movies collection. I bought this one for Nosferatu, the original Nosferatu in black and white silent film of Nosferatu, the one that Werner Herzog remade. That's on here. And The Last Man on Earth with Vincent Price, which I actually already have. So I bought that for these two, and then the rest are just a bonus. That's what I like to do. If you buy this for one, you get the rest as a bonus. So I already have a Buffy the Vampire Slayer collection, but I'm going to do them again real quick. Buffy the Vampire Slayer, the movie. Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Season 1, Season 2, Season 3, Season 4, Season 5, Season 6, Season 7, Buffy the Vampire Slayer Season 8 motion comic, Angel Season 1, Season 2, Season 3, Season 4, and Angel Season 5. And that is the end of my vampire movie collections as of now. Obviously there's always new vampire movies coming out, and a lot of the old ones that I just don't have yet. So this collection will keep growing. But for now, that's my vampire movie collection.